Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How you guys doing today? Welcome to another fun day of making money in the stock market. You as option writers are going to win again. The gamblers are going to keep handing it to you like you cannot believe, and your job is to take the money. Welcome, casinos. Nice to have you here. It's Thursday, February the 13th, 2025. Coming up to the halfway mark of the month here this weekend. Halfway into the second month of the year. Oh my God. Lots going on in the geopolitical world, lots going on in Washington, lots going on everywhere else. But in the markets, not a lot of early activity this morning. It's kind of quiet. Crude oil, though, down to $70.58. It's beginning to threaten the $70 mark. It might go below 70. Hey, that's a good and bad answer, isn't it? It's a good and bad thing. It's good for car drivers, great for Federal Express and airlines and cruise lines. Cheaper to move around, cheaper to move packages. Amazon of the world, UPS, great for them. For oil companies, maybe not quite so good. Oil companies that really depend on $80 a barrel oil would rather be able to sell oil futures at much higher prices. Maybe not so good for them, but for consumers, okay. Dow's up 6. The S&P is down 2 3/4. Nasdaq is up 17. So not a lot going on there. What else is going on? I want to talk to you about. We're going to find out day after tomorrow whether or not hostages in Israel will be traded. We're going to find out in the next few days and weeks what's really going on with Ukraine and Russia, if anything could be done there. So geopolitical issues. In America, we've got, with America and the rest of the world, what we have to now watch is these trade tariff thingies. This new term coming up now called reciprocal tariffs. Any country putting a tariff on America will immediately put a reciprocal tariff on the other country. None of this is good for anyone, period. Nothing. This is not good for America and its partners, its traders. It's not good for any consumer anywhere on the planet. It means inflation is baked into the economy by governments. Governments that, by the way, need every nickel they can get because they can't stop printing money. And while all this is going on behind the scenes very quietly, and maybe most of you are not even aware of this, there were stories out yesterday about how this close the GOP, the Republican Party in the Congress, are very close to bringing forward a spending bill and a tax holiday extension bill and blah, blah, blah. They're talking about raising the federal borrowing limit by $3 trillion to allow tax cuts to flow to the highest income taxpayers in America, corporate and personal, while cutting Medicaid, Social Security benefits, and other low-income benefits. You got to get it from somewhere, and they're trying to, justify a balanced budget with a $3 trillion increase in the debt ceiling. The experts are saying $3 trillion on the path that they're on right now will mean that the U.S. government will have to come back to the Congress to increase the debt limit within a couple of years. This won't be enough to cover it. In other words, we're looking at the possibility of a $6 trillion increase in the debt load of the United States people to the rest of the world, mainly themselves, because of this negotiated deal that apparently is happening in the Congress. Now, let me clarify one little thing for you. This negotiated deal is only among Republicans, okay? This is not including a single Democrat. And it sort of leaves out some of the outlying Republicans who are saying, hey, I got reelected to lower the deficit. I didn't get elected to increase the deficit. I have to show a lower spending limit. Of course, everybody has their arguments as to why they do what they want to do and blah, blah, blah. I still find it amazing, just absolutely amazing that in the last 7, 8, 9, 10 years, the United States economy over the last decade, even with COVID and all that, quick recovery, the United States economy has been growing quite nicely. Even with what they say is out of control illegal immigration, with the United States being flooded with all kinds of ne'er-do-wells. The unemployment rate is at the lowest in recorded history now for over 2 years in a row. This is conveniently constantly ignored, that all of these illegals are everywhere, stealing good quality American hedge trimming jobs from other hedge trimming Americans. All those lawnmower jobs and all those dust blowing jobs are all being taken away by the immigrants, because hardworking American college graduates are desperate to get those $12 an hour paying jobs. The unemployment rate is at all-time historical lows in the low 4%ers range, which is full employment. Under 5%, everybody who wants a job has a job, except for those who don't want to move to where the jobs are. Everybody has their reasons. It's okay. Now, what you have is a hyped up by the media program that we're deporting all the criminals and all the illegals. Well, what's really going on under the table here, just so you know, there's a whole bunch of employers who are finding that people aren't showing up for work lately. They can't find replacement workers, and they're going to have to pay more to get people to do the menial jobs that they used to be able to get people to do. Now, one side of the argument is, well, that's great. This is fantastic. This means that someone who has been held back by low wages from all these illegals can now get more money and make a living. On the other side, you've got the argument going, well, actually, what's going to happen is there are people out there who were getting $6 and $7 and $8 an hour. The official minimum wage in the United States is $7.75 an hour. And the new labor secretary will not increase the minimum wage in the United States. He testified to Bernie Sanders at his confirmation hearing. He's not going to seek a wage increase for the lowest wage workers in this country. So there are employers out there who are paying people $7, $8, $10 an hour to do menial work, because the name of the game in free enterprise is you produce product at the lowest possible price and sell it at the highest possible price, the differential being your profit margin. And if you own a business with a good profit margin and you can do a lot of the business, you can make a lot of money for yourself. Well, in reality, what's happening is you are a slave owner of people who can make $7, $8 to $10 an hour, and you're selling their services by packaging up what you do with your entrepreneurial brain for $20, $25 an hour multiplied by 5,000 employees. You're getting filthy freaking rich. Fine, that's the way it is. Everybody has the right to create their own business and make their own fortune. But at the end of the day, there are a number of millions and millions of people who are making $7, $8, $10, $12, $15 an hour, or much less than that, like down to the 10 level. If you eliminate a bunch of these cheap employees, scare them away from the employment market, have them hide doing under-the-table cash deals, deport them, so on, you now have to hire whoever you can get. Well, there are fewer to get. Companies now compete with each other for employees. And that means companies have a habit of upping the ante and paying more to get people in. At the end of the day, that means profit margins are tighter. And that means businesses have to charge more for their products to cover the cost of their increased cost of doing business. And that means consumers in the United States will pay more. And that means consumers around the world who buy U.S. products will have to pay more because the prices are going up, because if it's going up in America, Goods go up in the export market as well. Now you add to all of that the tariff game. You put the tariff game on top of everything else, and everything coming into the United States is 25% more expensive because of reciprocal tariffs. You have just built a recession into your future, and it is going to be ugly. China's already in a recession. Germany's been in a recession for 2 years. France has been in one for 2.5, 3 years. Political upheaval in France and Germany? No kidding. Has there been political upheaval elsewhere? Yeah. Spain, Italy, all kinds of problems. Now it's going to come to a town near you, because if you're going to find that in your state that all of a sudden the unemployment rate went from 4% to 6% and it's going to 8%, and you can't even go to another state to find a job anymore, what the hell are we doing now? All of a sudden, relatives and friends can't find work and are leaning on the rest of the family for support because the benefits that used to be available for unemployed are being cut back because the United States is on a cost-cutting game right now. And you add to the mix 250,000 federal workers who are now let go, of which maybe 150,000 might need a job. The other 100 will take early retirement. You got yourself another problem. You've got people seeking employment from the public sector. Now, here's the other problem. Again, there's more problems. If you have 150,000 people leaving the public sector, coming to the private sector to get jobs, these people who make these 150,000 job seekers from the federal government, they weren't making top dollar in their jobs. They were working for the federal government because they were getting benefits, good retirement plan, health care, and so on. They weren't getting the big salaries. The big salaries are made by private enterprise employees. They're the ones who make the bucks. If you're a mid-level or higher level manager, you're making some decent coin if you're any good at negotiating your salary. It's the marketplace. All of a sudden, you have 150,000 quite qualified people who could come in and do mid-level to senior level management positions that could come into these private corporations who are used to making 70, 80,000 a year and finding that these positions pay 100,000 a year. And they'll be happy to take 85, 90,000 a year. They'll take 10, 15% less than existing people who are already working at these corporations, which means private enterprise, being as smart as they are and as sharp as they are, we're going to go, you telling me I can hire 50 of these workers who are happy to get the job because they're never been laid off before. They'll come into my corporation and I can pay them $15,000 each less a year than I've got openings for. Hey, yeah, let's do that. That makes me a smart business person in America. I'm hiring staff at 15% less than what I thought I had to hire staff for. Bad news for those who are already out there working. You're not getting a raise this year. You're not getting a raise next year. You're not getting a raise after that, because these folks at 15% less are going to get 3% raises now per year after the fact, after they get hired. It's going to take 6 years before those folks are making equal to what you're making now. You're not getting a raise for 5 years. You're getting a pay cut. And all of a sudden, there will be companies out there going, wait a minute, we're paying people $110,000 to $130,000 a year, and there are now qualified staff coming into our radar zone here that we can get for $25,000 a year less. We're not offering anyone a raise, and we're actually going to do a cutback. And this AI thing is going to get accelerated. We're really going into AI because we want to get rid of these $120,000 workers, knowing that we can get them for $85,000, $90,000. Why would we do this? This is called a recession. When you get people thinking that they can't get a raise and they might not even have their jobs next year, they start thinking in those terms. They don't go out and buy a house. They don't go out and buy a new car. They don't go out and on a vacation getaway. They start paying down their debts right now. They button down the hatches. They stop spending discretionary income. They drop online subscription streaming plans, which means that the Netflixes of the world and the Amazon Primes of the world, they are noticing that they'll be going down in business because people are going to hoard in their dollars. That's what's going to happen. That's called a recession. That's a shrinkage of the economy. It's not every single American that's going to do this, because option writers are going to be sitting here going, this is so dang easy. I can't believe how much money I can make writing options. I love this game, but boy, I'm noticing a lot of people around me that were they were high flyers, and some of those folks were kind of looking at me going, you're an idiot for quitting your job and becoming an option writer. You're such a moron listening to this guy on YouTube. You could have stayed right here at this company and enjoyed all the benefits and all the upside. Oh, wait a minute, we got layoffs. Oh, shoot. Did you hear that Charlie's job has been replaced by someone with 15 years experience at the federal government? They came in and they took that job for $10,000 a year less than Charlie was getting paid. Oh, yeah, when you get that going on, all of a sudden you're a genius. People are looking at you going, oh, you got out just in time. Well, it's a good thing you learned how to write options and take in this side income, because around here, we're lucky if we're going to be here a year from now. Yeah, welcome to the potential recession that has got everything going for it. Everything a recession could possibly want is on the table right now. Higher prices from inflation, disastrous trade policies that are punitive, and no happiness around the table. The Prime Minister of India is in Washington right now trying to stop Trump from putting tariffs on Indian-made goods, which only has 1.4 billion people. You think that isn't going to affect those guys? You think there's instability going to happen in that area of the world now? Yeah, you got people getting laid off in India because they can't sell product into the US anymore in the same volume because of trade restrictions. What do you think the restless people who get laid off are going to start thinking? Maybe we need a change of government. Well, the Prime Minister of India doesn't want a change of government because that means him. All of a sudden, the riot police come out. I mean, now you've got instability in India, which means Pakistan is going, oh, we could run into Kashmir and take that over because the Indians are all so distracted with their internal nonsense. Of course, the Pakistanis are going to get the butt kicked as well financially. And then that spreads into China, Tibet, Myanmar, and on it goes. And now you get another nightmare, a geopolitical nightmare over there. The recession is ready to go. You don't need high oil prices to create a recession. Higher interest rates, higher inflation, higher tariffs, it's all there. And it's ready to go on a silver platter. And cash is king. And that is going to be the end game. Cash is king. There's one piece of good news for the United States debt load and other countries' debt loads. In theory, bonds have to be renewed when they mature. You only pay the interest on a bond when you issue a bond as a country. You only pay the interest. And at the end of the bond's life, you have to then pay off the bond, or you have to issue a new bond to replace the old bond and then pay the interest rate of the time that that bond is issued. Well, 30-year-old bonds right now are from 1995. 20-year-old bonds are from 2005. They were created back then and they're maturing now. The good news is that the amount of money the United States was borrowing in 1995 and all the way to 2005, the amount of money that the Americans were borrowing, if you adjust it for inflation, is a nothing burger compared to today. The United States deficit is much higher in dollar terms now. And so the new bonds get issued today, and they might only need $20 billion to replace all of those bonds from 1995 to 2005 over the next 5-10 years per bond issuance. Easy peasy. My government now is issuing 40 to 60 billion a week in bonds to roll over the old bonds and add the extra 20 billion to keep the government funded in today's terms. So actually, inflation is working for the United States government. It's working for all governments, Canadian government and everybody else, because you're paying off, rolling over old bonds that have depreciated because of inflation, badly depreciated. And so there's how you just keep printing money and keep delaying the inevitable collapse of the system. But at the end of the day, what does it mean? It means that the dollars in your hands are depreciating on you. And this is why it's important for you to be an option writer if you're sitting on a cash balance. And it's important for you to get the hell out of stocks, because stocks, the stock market, the whole thing, the S&P 500 has to go up by 10% this year in value, so that your buying power is the same as a year ago. Because you and I know the actual inflation rate in real life is more like 10%. The government says it's 3.1%. None of us believe it, because none of us see 3% inflation in everything we buy. We see 10% inflation and more. So you're going to need to have your account go up 10% in value this year to hold on to the purchasing power you had last year. And that was the case last year, and the year before that, and the year before that. And so many of you out there who have 401ks and RRSPs and employee savings plans and all that, and they're telling you, oh, we're making 8% on our plan. We made 12% last year on our plan. You have to take 10% off of that and go, oh, we made 12%, take away 10%, I made 2% on my money. How in God's name am I retiring on this when I get to be 60, 65? It's not going to happen. I can't retire on this money. It won't be big enough, because the purchasing power by the time I get to be 60, 65 is going to be so little. These dollars are going to shrink by half or more by the time this happens. An example is gold. How much was gold in 1970, 72, and how much is gold today? It's a fortune. It was 35, 40 bucks an ounce back in the day. Now it's 2,000 something an ounce. Cash is not king if you only sit on cash. If your cash, however, is working for you, then it is king. And the key now is to generate revenue from your cash by making it work on your behalf. And option writing is an excellent way to fend off inflation, depreciation, and add to your account. And so even if you're doing very conservative credit spread positions, where you're hauling in 4% return in a 2-week time frame on your on a credit position, even 3 weeks pull in 4%, you're going to roll over that 4% return 20 times, 15 to 20 times a year easily. Well, at a 4% return compounded 20 times over, you're making much more than 10% a year. That's what I'm getting at. You're making far more than the 25% the S&P grew last year and the year before that. You're beating every other ETF out there and any other mutual fund out there. No money manager is going to make the kind of money you're making, because money managers manage billions of dollars and can't be as nimble as you are. You don't manage billions, you manage thousands, and you're able to maneuver your credit spreads accordingly. And there you go. Welcome to the party, pal. One more piece of good news. I don't want to be the doom and gloom guy. I want to give you some positive stuff. Look, my title of my show is Sofi just show the market that a massive income boost is in the works for Sofi to go to $50 a share. Well, yeah, they did. They talked about this new premium service that they're announcing, $9.99 a month for their clients. This is a huge win for the company. There's something else that's going to make the stock go to $50 a share. Don't forget about it, but on top of the fact that they're going to bring in billions of dollars in fees and tens of billions of dollars in capital into the bank because they're announcing this fee deal, and that the fee is waived if you become an automatic depositor of your paycheck and so on and so forth. What's the other good news for Sofi? Inflation. Inflation is good news for Sofi and all banks. Now you're asking me, what are you talking about? Why would inflation be good for banks? Because there are going to be more dollars floating around, simply because the dollars keep getting printed. Dollars have to be printed by the Fed to keep the bond game rolling and replace the old bonds with new bonds, plus the interest on the new bonds and the old bonds combined. There needs to be a lot of money in the system, and the American taxpayers will not be paying enough to their governments to cover the deficits that are running. It's been the same way since Clinton was president. The last time the United States government had a surplus, Clinton was the president of the United States. You can thank George Bush, the father, for that, because he had to raise taxes. You remember when he said, no new taxes? He had to raise taxes. He got unelected. Clinton came in. He didn't cut the tax rate. He kept it right where it was. And within 2 years of him running the country, or him being the president, they went into a surplus and stayed there his entire 6 additional years. That's why he got reelected. Of course, George Bush Jr. screwed it all up because first thing George Jr. did with his Republican pals, massive tax cuts for the wealthy. Trickle-down economics will work for all. And we've been in a deficit ever since. The good news is for SoFi and for all the other bankers out there, with more dollars flying around, they have to land somewhere overnight through the month end and be reallocated back into the economy in the form of loans. And because cars used to be $30,000 to $40,000, car loans used to only be $30,000 loans. There was a time, you might remember in your younger years, where you could get a car loan for $199 a month. You could get a car loan for $99 every 2 weeks, $110 every 2 weeks. You could get a nice car for 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 years. Go to your local Ford dealer today and try to buy an F-150 extended cab pickup truck that you used to get for $45,000. Good luck finding a $45,000 brand new F-150. You're not going to find a $45,000 F-150. Ford doesn't make those anymore. Ford's basic models are what we used to call XLT models, the loaded up models with power windows, climate control, dual climate control, a fancy stereo system, power everything. And Ford makes a lot of money when they put leather seats in these things and they upgrade the trim a little more. Ford is not stupid. They're not going to produce a $45,000 truck. They can't survive on those margins on a $45,000 truck. They will offer you a truck now for $80,000, $100,000, $120,000. Name your brand of truck that you want. You want a Suburban SUV? You want an Escalade all loaded up? I want a Denali? What do you want, America? You're going to now pay $80,000 to $120,000 for a North American-made piece of crap car, because they're just pieces of crap. It's the same technology from the 80s and the 90s. They haven't improved them all that much. The banker, however, is the one sitting there going, oh, you need a car loan, Mr. Jones? Oh, okay. You're getting a $100,000 Ford truck. Oh, great. You traded in your old one. You owed $30,000 on it. You owed $20,000 on it. They gave you $5,000 equity on it, $10,000 equity. That goes against the down payment, and you got $5,000 cash. You need me to give you an $85,000 loan for 7 or 8 years. Now, you're not in the banker's office. You don't do that anymore. You don't go into the banker's office anymore. You do the loan at the dealership. You're talking to the business office person. That person is getting you the loan from the bank, and they're trying to find a bank that'll give you the loan. That's what they're doing. They're desperately trying to find someone that'll lend you this money. Now, if Ford does it internally, they're so desperate they'll lend you the money to take their truck off their hands. They're probably going to do that at a intro rate of some kind, but you're going to pay full retail for that vehicle. At the end of the day, there is a banker out there who is getting this deal, and the car loan business is now worth hundreds of billions of dollars more than it was worth 4 or 5 years ago. Inflation. And so SoFi is now lending money to people, good credit people, trying to buy vehicles, furniture, a house at much higher costs, which means SoFi is dealing with much larger amounts of money. And at 7, 8, 9, 10, 12% in interest rates, dealing with much larger income amounts or loan amounts, you've got banks making a piss pot more money in dollar terms, okay? And so SoFi, 5 years ago, 4 years ago, would have thought that by 2025, 26, their loan portfolio would be worth $20 billion or $40 billion or whatever the number was expected to be. You can now add 30 to 50% to that. Inflation. And interest rates are on top of the dollars that you borrow. And that means SoFi is going to have to revise upward its cash flow and its earnings growth overall. The one key question is, can SoFi keep their common shares outstanding kind of around 1 billion or so where they are now, 1.1 billion shares? Can they keep it there? I wouldn't be surprised starting next year, SoFi is going to announce share buybacks. But right now, the best way for SoFi to cut down the number of shares free trading that are out there is to announce another cap call financing. That would be the next brilliant move by Mr. Noto. If he came out with a $5 billion convertible debt offering that is convertible into SoFi stock at $20 a share or $25 a share, with the stock having a cap call deal attached to it, that would take the stock to $50 a share. As soon as the stock hits 50, the debt holders get their stock at 20 to 25. That could take 200 million free trading stock off the street again, leaving the shorters, who are sitting at 130 million right now, with their thumb up their wazoo going, whoops, we're in trouble because 250 million, up to 250 million shares are disappearing from circulation. The stock will go to $50 a share. Congratulations, SoFi cash secured put writers and SoFi shareholders and poor man cover call writers. And congratulations, you're going to start now doing credit spreads on your SoFi, because once this sucker breaks 22 bucks a share, you're going to be able to do credit spreads. Call and put credit spreads. Another income source coming your way, courtesy of Mr. Anthony Noto and the good folks at SoFi. Stock is $14.91 right now. A year ago, I was probably telling you that this $5 stock, $6 stock could someday go to $15, $20 a share. And gosh darn it, didn't it do that? It did it before 2024 was over. Here we're sitting at $14.91, and I'm telling you there's a possibility this sucker could hit $50 a share before the end of this year, by the end of 2025. Palantir a year ago was probably 12 to 15 bucks a share, and there were people out there saying this could go to 40, 50 bucks a share. And it did. It became an S&P stock, and then they moved their market over to the NASDAQ, and they became a NASDAQ 100. And now Palantir broke the 40, 50 barrier, got it to $70 range, and then came out with their latest quarterly financials, and now they're at $116 a share. Palantir is trading at 600 times earnings. SoFi is trading at 39 times earnings right now. Their earnings are about to explode. And inflation will have a bit to do with it. And that's the other kicker right there. The inflation rate in America is going up. We heard it yesterday. I wonder just what is going to happen next. Unbelievable upside with SoFi, plus everything else they've got going on. Everything else that's positive going on. Unbelievable. Welcome to the party, pal. Thank you for joining me. Super Microcomputer, SMCI, announced a cap call financing. Speaking of a cap call financing, a little SMCI, the company that had their auditor quit on them, 3-6 months ago, they walked out. They had to find a new auditor or get delisted. They did that. They've now reinstating their books. They just rearranged $700 million of debt into a debt financing deal. They were able, with Goldman Sachs and others in Wall Street, to only have to pay 2.25% interest on $700 million. Think about this. Think about this. The street and the government, the SEC, has been told by this company that our auditors quit on us because we couldn't agree on how our financials should be stated in audited financial statements. This is usually the kiss of death for publicly traded companies. This is the kiss of death. All credibility is gone when you have that kind of a headline. How in God's name can you now borrow $700 million in cash for only 2.25% interest? How's that happen? That makes absolutely no sense. And yet, they've put together this deal. And everybody's happy. This deal was a private placement deal. It's not like they had to send management out on a road show and go to all these cities where these hedge managers live and pension funds are operated. They didn't have to go cap in hand to the California teachers pension fund and beg them to put up 50 million of the $700 million. They didn't have to do that. No, the brokers in Wall Street got on the phone, if that, sent a few texts probably to their favorite institutional investors and said, hey, SMCI is going to raise 700 million. You want some? Oh, well, how much are you paying in interest? 2.25%. Why so low? Because you can get the debt converted into stock in the company. Oh, we like these deals. We're doing a cap call financing deal. Oh, we like these. What are the numbers? Well, the stock was sitting around $39, $40 a share. We're going to do a 50% bonus on the conversion rate. We're going to do it at $60, $61 a share. And if the shares break $90 a share, $91 a share, approximately, it's a forced conversion. You will be converted from debt at 2.25% into stock at $60, $61 a share. It's trading at 40 right now. Are you interested? The institutions just do a little click, 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 and look at the quote on SMCI and notice that the high and low last year ranged from, what was it, super cheap to super high. Hang on a second. SMCI was sitting at like $121 for the high. And I'm so excited. I can't control myself. Here we are. Yeah. $122.90 for the high and $17.25 for the low. And they're looking at it going, it's at $40 and I can get this at $60 or keep 2.25% in the meantime with the stock having hit a high of $122.90 and the fact that they would have 700 million cash in their account, which really shows the street that this company will be just fine. They're cash rich. Their sales are estimated to go much higher. They've got their misunderstanding worked out with their new auditors. The financials will be out. They'll be nice and clear. They'll all be cleaned up. And they're $700 million richer in cash because of, us. How much can I have is what the answer would have been from every institutional investor contacted by these brokers. I'm surprised they're only raising $700 million on this deal. I'm surprised they're not doing $1.5 billion. But at $60 a share, $700 million, $750 million, whatever that number is, it's 120 million shares. 120 million free trading shares will come off the street and go to these institutions under this arrangement. Remember, there are 500 million free trading shares. So what we're talking about here is the possibility of 25% of all free trading stock is going to disappear from the market. It's going to be gobbled up by the brokers to be handed to the company to then let the company hand it to their debtors and take this stock off the street, which means there's only 375 million shares potentially free trading. Right now, there are 91.5 million shorted officially. And at 90 million shorted with 370 million left outstanding, that is about a 24% short interest position. Right now, it's officially at 18.2%. This is about to go to 24%. That is the net effect of this deal. The stock goes up in price through the 60s, into the 70s, into the 90s. 125 million shares disappear from the street, and they'll have already been bought up. They're being bought up now because brokers who are putting this cash call deal together, this cap call financing deal together, are going to buy up the stock under $60 a share. They have to hand it over. They don't want to have the stock at 65, 70 and buy it there. They're going to do it here at 39 and 40. That is what's going to happen with SMCI. So for those of you who are watching me and you're wondering, hey, I'm an option player. I want to become an option writer, Bruce. I'm sick and tired of gambling. I'm sick and tired of trying to find stocks that are going to the moon. Can you just show me a conservative option strategy on SMCI, this volatile stock? How can I get into this without exposing myself to a real ugly situation? I say what you might want to consider doing is you might want to consider writing cash secured puts on SMCI, or you might want to consider writing credit spreads, put contract credit spreads. Follow this stock, stay behind it. So right now, $30 to $32 contracts, somewhere in that neighborhood, 28 to 32 even. If you can do any put credit spread writing there, where the puts have less than 8 weeks to live, 6 weeks, 4 weeks, 3 weeks to live or less, and you can extract a percentage return on an option credit spread, 6%, 8%, 10%. You might be able to get more than 10%. This is a volatile stock with heavy premiums, heavy speculative premiums. On the cash secured put side, you could make a fortune here. You could make a veritable fortune. You could offer right now to buy this stock at $35 a share. You could play that game where you're just going to say, yeah, listen, I'll write cash secured put here. I'm willing to pay $35 a share till January of 26, 11 months from now. Yeah, I'm willing to do that deal. How much can you give me? I'm going to take a look right now for a January 2026 put contract. Just see what do they do here? Where are they at? I'm on the fly here. I'm doing it live. Look at this. Oh my God. My God. All right. $35 cash secured put as of last night's close. If you were willing to put up $3,500 or any amount times $3,500, well, let's just say one, put up $3,500, you could collect over $900 in premium to write that put contract for January 26 expiry. And so you're getting approximately more than 25% on your money, 26, 27%. You have to work it out. Maybe you can get $915 a contract, which means if you were to be exercised, the stock would have to go down. The stock goes down to 35 or lower, you might get exercised. But then again, it's January 26, you might not get exercised at all. But even if you theoretically were made to buy the stock at 35 a share, you've been paid $9 up front for this contract. You take the 9 off the 35, you've got to come up with $26 a share. Are you willing to risk paying $26 a share for this SMCI product that's trading right now just under $39 for 11 months? I like this deal. I like this game. I like the game of putting up $35,000 and bringing in 90, 150 against it right freaking now. I like this game. I like the game of earning interest on the money I'm sitting on, depending on which broker you use out there. I like this game. If the shares go to 45 on their way to 60 to 90, if they go to 45, these puts will shrink to about $7. Stock wants to go to 50 a share, they'll shrink to $5 or $4. In theory, you could buy them back at 4, 4.5, and then write brand new replacement put contracts for January 26. You'll now write 40s. If the stock's 45, you'll write 40s. If the stock goes to 50, you'll write 45s. You'll haul in another 9, 10, 11, 12 bucks a share and get paid a premium of another $5 or $6 on top of the first batch. Thank you very much. Let's play this game all day long. Cash secured puts on SMCI with this capped call deal now being done. This is a good one. This could be a very good one. I am not telling you that SMCI will not be volatile. That will continue. You must accept the fact that because you're being handed, in the case of a $35 out of the money put contract, you're being given $9.15, you better accept volatility. You want to write the $40 put? That's kind of like an at the money put, awful close to it. You're going to get about $12 a contract for that thing, which means you're willing to pay $28 a share for this $39 stock. Are you okay with that? Put up $4,000 to get $1,200 back. That's 30% on your money for 11 months. This contract dies Jan 26. This is Feb 25. That contract's only an 11-month contract. It will not be in this for 11 months. You might be in this for a month. You might be in this for 2 months. It's very possible, again, possible. The shares could reach 50, just 50. Those $40 puts are 10 out of the money now. They are 10 out of the money, all right? A put that is $10 out of the money right now would be something like a $29 put. Those were going last night for about $6.29 a contract. So if you're taking $12 in and you know that it's going to be down to $6.29 if the shares do pop up $10 a share, you've made 50% return on this trade. 50% from 12 to 6, just approximate, okay? You net out $6 on $4,000 in a month or two, that's 15% in a month or two. The annual return is unbelievable. You're just going to buy back the 40s and you're now going to write 50s. You're just going to write at the money contracts. And you don't have to write January 26s. You could write June 26s and pull the string further and maybe haul in $14. More time, same premium differential. You're just adding $8 on top of the 12. You've now been paid $20 a share for your money. And you're now willing to buy the stock around $30 a share. The $50 puts with $20 in your hand, you're offering to buy it at 30. It's trading at 50. You're willing to buy 30. What a wonderful, charitable person you are. A casino, you're giving the gamblers a floor of protection. $30 a share. That's all you're guaranteeing them. The rest is yours. Congratulations. Something to look into. Now, put credit spreads might be the order of the day. If you're a credit spread person, if you have 5, 10 grand lying around and you want to get into a put credit spread where you're not putting up $4, $8, $12,000 to write 1, 2, 3 puts or whatever number you want to do, you can take a look at put credit spreads. Now the key here is how far out do you have to go in time, and how close to the market do you have to be to get yourself some kind of a credit on your money. Okay, in theory, if you were to write a $34 put contract that expires on February the 21st in 8 days, this is incredibly close. Well, you could haul in about 50 cents for a 30, sorry, you could haul in about 65 cents for a 34. And if you were to buy, say, a 30 to buy the insurance on the other side, you would pay about 22, 23 cents. So you're going to haul in about 40 cents on a $4 spread. So you're going to need $400, and they're going to give you 40 cents for it. That's 10% return for a contract that dies in 8 days. That is exceptional. That is exceptional. This is a 30-34 credit spread trade on SMCI that dies in 8 trading days. Now, you want a little more time to, not be quite so exposed to, timing and be that close to the market. Go a week out, February the 28th. You can write a 32, which is, $6, $7, $8 away from the market. Let's say the market's 39. This is $7 out of the money. $32 put, you'd probably haul in a 125 range, 120. And you could then buy the 28. That's a $4 lower buyout. You would then be putting up about, 60 cents to get $1.20. You make about 60 cents. You get 60 cents on a $4 spread. That's 15%. If that 60-cent credit turns into a 20-cent credit and you close it out at 20 cents, you'll have cleared 40 cents, which is 10% on this trade. And it won't go until the end. It might be only a week and a half from now. If you go into March contracts, of course, March 2025, you could look at March 21st expiry, third Friday of March. You could go even further behind this market. You really want protection? Why don't you write a $30 put, bring in about $1.60, and then buy maybe a $25 put. It'll cost you like 80 cents, maybe 75 cents, 80 cents. So you got an 80-cent credit on a $5 position. So put up 500, get $80, 16% on your money. That's a $5 spread. If you want a closer spread, you could do a 30 and a 28. That's a $2 spread with about a 40-cent credit, which is again, a 20% return on your money. That might be even more appealing. You got $2,000, you can do 10 of those. You got $4,000, you can do 20 of those. So now it's not a matter of what the credit spread is in penny terms, it's a percentage. So if you're putting up $4,000 to do a credit spread with a 20% net return to you, you're going to make $400, attempt to make $400 on $2,000 or $800 on $4,000. If it's 20%, if you're using $10,000, you're going to try to make $2,000 on $10,000. You can do that. Can you do that in the next 2 to 3 weeks? Is something wrong with making $2,000 in the next 2 to 3 weeks using $10,000? No, there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. There's that trade. So you've got cash secured puts on the one side, very conservative with a big payoff to you up front. You can do short-term credit spreads between now, next week, Friday to third Friday of March. All kinds of room to do credit spreads there. And you're talking about one of the hottest trading stocks and option games that are going on right now. If this interests you, there you go. That's how I would do it on a conservative basis. I would not go into call credit spreads. I'm afraid of the upside of the market. I'm not guaranteeing it's going up, but I'm afraid of it going up. So rather than get caught with call credit spreads, work the put credit spreads well behind the stock in the low 30s, or do cash secured puts from the 35 range all the way up wherever you want, up to 40. We want to write $45 cash secured puts expiring January 26th. Even more money coming to you. Totally your call. Okay, just my thoughts to you. Some ideas to give you, kind of get your juices flowing. Sofi, by the way, $14.97 right now, 3 cents away from $15. This is a $50 stock. It's in disguise as a $14.97 stock, but it's actually a $50 company, just so you know. But that's just me. I'm just a guy in front of a computer, hoping you like me, and hope you don't mind the optimistic view of what SoFi can become. Richard Carlin, thank you for joining me this morning. Alex, thank you. Mark, thank you. RB, Robert, DH Ruda. Those of you throwing the thumbs up my way, I cannot overemphasize how important it is for us to get thumbs ups. I was really disappointed yesterday when I noticed we only got 187 thumbs ups yesterday. It's the first time in almost 2 months we didn't get 200 thumbs ups. But sometimes I have to give you the hard news, and it isn't all that pleasant to get, and you hold back your thumbs ups. Fair enough. Sometimes the teacher is nasty. Maybe I was nasty yesterday. Too bad. I'm trying to give you Will Smith dope slaps. I don't want you to get complacent. I want you to get rich. Welcome to the party, everybody. Thank you for these thumbs ups already today. And if you haven't hit the thumbs up button yesterday, go back to yesterday's show, hit the thumbs up button, come back to today's show and hit the thumbs up button. Thank you very much. Andre Delatorre, good morning to you. ALA, thank you. Mark C, good morning. Corinne, thank you. Chad, Chase, Rosita, Parker in the house. Luca in the house. Ciao, everybody. Thank you for these thumbs ups. Wing Commander, I am 25. Rice is here. Jared, Henry, Deep Value, number 40. CKT, 42. Welcome, everybody. The State Department apparently is buying $400 million of Tesla armored cars. So much for cutting that government waste. Apparently there's a rumor that the Cybertruck is going to be beefed up for border security. I have no idea what the hell's going on here. No official confirmation from Tesla, but the rumor is that this is in the works. Jeff, we have a spending problem, not a taxing problem. There you go. Mike, we have an idiot problem, and it's getting worse. There we go. Here we go again. Getting brainwashed with this BS. The unemployment rate, puke is low, and yet technology job market is just about hopeless. There you go. We've been cutting taxes for 5 decades, but sure, spending is the problem. There you go. What can I say? Welcome all, and I'm not here to make you mad. I'm just here to tell you what I see going on. In plain English, maybe. Charlie, stink bid set for TEM. It's up another 275 pre-market. SoFi to the moon, $14.95 right now, stock guy. Good morning, Uncle Bruce. Top of the morning to you. Love Boat Captain is here. The unemployment numbers and all of the rest are made up. Unemployment is closer to 34%. There's all kinds of people unemployed out there. Twilla Blade put an order in for 18 puts at the strike price of 22 for 835 for January 26. Arms folding and waiting for a gambler to buy. I have no idea what stock he's talking about. If only Twilla Paid would tell me what stock are you talking about. Mike H, Jeff, I'm not knowing what that means. Alex, Jeff, doesn't inflation ensure that's the case? Mike H, the tax legislation that President Donald Trump signed in 2017 significantly reduced federal revenues, with the largest tax cuts going to the richest Americans. Well, those are the ones who pay taxes, the very wealthy, of course. Anyway, there it is. Jared says, I noticed that the powers that be, they never seem to arrest the people who illegally hire these folks for pennies on the dollar. Why isn't there all kinds of cameras and whatnot showing the arrest of the human resources managers and presidents of these companies that hire these millions of undocumented aliens out there? Why is that? Why don't they ever? Well, maybe it's because they contribute to super PACs. And, that's how they get a cut. They get a break. I don't know. You answer the question. I don't know. Why is it that all we see on the news are people in handcuffs and chains around their waist and leg braces being put onto Guantanamo-based bases on military planes, and then you see these people being put into the vans, and then they be taken to the airport, and you see all that, but you don't see people being taken and prosecuted, being taken to jail and prosecuted, who hired these people who are illegals, and they knew it. They knew they were illegals. Really? I don't know. Jeff, hey, the poor don't pay taxes. How do you cut that? And revenue went up 2017 on the graphs. I see. Jarrett, Capitalism 101, pay as least as possible. There you go. Good morning, all, from Larry Titus. Thank you, everybody. Charlie, hi, Larry. Welcome, all. Mike H, to be fair, India should have been cut off the second day they started buying Russian oil, the day after they did that. Amy J, good morning. Bobby, morning, Uncle Bruce. Eastern Ontario is under snow with more coming. It's a good one today. Holy moly macaroni. PV, $50 a share for Sofi in 2025 would be super, even if it reaches 30. I'm a happy guy. Charlie, learn to control and make your money work for you. Classes are worth every penny right there. Bryson, number 76, free range 77. I wonder if I should charge $500 a class. I wonder if I should raise my prices to $500 a class, because the kind of money you guys are making from these classes is just ridiculous. I mean, 18 times 500, it's only $9,000, to pay $9,000 to get all 18 classes and to now make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year for the rest of your life. I mean, that's not a bad payoff. And then to see me one-on-one, maybe I should charge $1,000 an hour instead of 500, make it worth my while, make it worth market value, just a guy. I mean, there's inflation, I don't know. Anyway. No price increases coming at the moment. Charlie C, too. I'm a simpleton. If I can do it, anyone can do it. Jeff, if SoFi goes to 50 this year, I will be quitting my job and it will be a full-time option writer. Dave McQueen, number 79. Jeff, I can write cash secret puts and cover calls pretty well. What classes do you recommend me to take first? Number one. Class number one, number two, number three, just start number one. Each class builds on the next one. People will tell you that. Take the first two classes, open up a practice account, start writing options in there with no risk. And use a practice account and only write options with the amount of money you actually have that you would be writing options with. So if you got $40,000 available to get into the option writing business, or you have $35,000 worth of stock and $5,000 in cash, open up a practice account with that portfolio as if it's your money, and now do practice writing there. Take class number 3, class number 4. By the time you get to class 5, 6, and 7, you're already writing options. You're already going to be doing it. You'll be hauling in more money, most likely, from option premiums than you've spent taking the first batch of classes. That means you're earning while you're learning, while you're earning, you're earning while you're learning. There you go. Class number 1 and all the way up to 18. Charlie, Charlie, 1 and 3 about buying calls and puts, 2 and 4 about writing calls and puts. All the lessons are gold, Jeff. Juan, car payment delinquency is up these days. Many cars will be repoed this year. Charlie, if you already have good knowledge, maybe look into the credit spreads or iron condor lessons. Doug, I can see SoFi at 30 by the end of the year, 50 maybe a little bit of a stretch. Margin call. I sold some $35 SoFi cash secure put yesterday for $20.25. Holy moly macaroni. Splair, Carvana was at $4 to $5 just last year. Just saying. James, good morning. Lucky 52. Bryson, we need level 3 option access for put credit spreads. Yes. Charlie, definitely need a higher LVL account, level account. I'm with Questrade and I need a level 4 account with minimum 10 grand balance. Juan, number 105 today. Touchgrass thumbs ups. Mr. Premium, happy Thursday. Time to fill our pockets. Number 81 from Stockman Mark. Charlie, I was number 37 today. Get up, everybody. Let's go, kids. Let's go. Thank you all for being here. Eddie, thank you for 135. We're open now. We're open. I'm pretty sure Trump's hotel hired illegal immigrants. I'm sure. Is it Friday yet? Asks Steve. Doug, SMCI is the perfect candidate for writing cash secured puts. High volatility stocks like these are a writer's dream as far as I'm concerned. Big, juicy premiums. If you can get $12 premiums on $4,000, you got 40 grand lying around, you can write 10 of those and you can bring in $12,000. If those depreciate down to $8 each, you'll make $4,000 profit. All of my lessons at $200 a lesson, $3,600. You're going to now write for the rest of your life. You've got 18 classes in your hand. You can watch them as many times as you like. Pretty easy entry into this business. Oh my God, man! Because there aren't many illegals being hired. It's a myth. The illegal ones aren't working. The immigrants working are on work visas. Lisa, yesterday I sold Spire 15th August $10 cash secured put for $282. Premium, I'm willing to pick up more stock at $718. Give it to me. Larry, the bells, Bruce, you're open. Neat. Here we go. We're running. Stockman, careful, Doug. You don't want to get a premium high, laughing out loud. The ALA is here. JJ, good morning. Welcome all to the program. We're open. We're up and running. We're $15 a share on your SoFi. Giddy up, kids. Good times about to be had by all, I think. Welcome all to the party. Thank you for joining us. We got a 120 gain on the Dow to start the morning. We're up 11 on S&P. We're up 66 on NASDAQ. It would appear a couple of minutes into the market right now. 1528 on your SoFi, up 51 cents. 1530 on your SoFi, up 53 cents. Maybe someone's listening to me. I don't know. This SoFi is a $50 stock this year. Mark my words. I'm telling you. It was a $5 stock over a year ago. It was a $4 stock in 2023. Got to 15.20 already in 24, and now it's going to 50. Get ready. 15.35. We're going higher. Here we go. Giddy up, kids. Thank you, all of you, for coming in and saying hi to me. And thank you for these thumbs ups. If you're hitting that thumbs up button, did you answer my question on the poll question today? I haven't even brought that up. I've been so dang busy ranting and raving here. Let's take a look at our numbers. 151 thumbs ups. We're on our way to 200. Keep those coming in. We didn't hit 200 yesterday, and that really bugged me. Here we go. SoFi shares will hit 50 a share in 2025 and will be included in the S&P 500 index. 43% say yes. 57% say no. Isn't that amazing? That 57% of you don't believe that SoFi can hit 50 this year. It is so simple. It is so easy for SoFi to hit 50 this year. It'll be a nothing burger. This isn't going to be like, oh, it'll barely get there. I mean, it's going to bust it. It's going to break it. But maybe you need more evidence. Perhaps that's what you need. 1528 right now, up 50 cents so far this morning. Thank you very much for answering this question, being part of this telecast. Let me know your thoughts. If you don't think that's true or you do think it's true, answer that poll question. 280 results is pretty good participation, but only 155 thumbs ups with 280 results on the poll question. That is disturbing. You're only doing one of two things. We need you to do both. Hit the thumbs up button and answer the poll question. That would help this channel in its ability to expand its reach. And the more people who come here, they'll hear all about SoFi. How great it's going to be. They could become SoFi shareholders. The more people who follow this channel as SoFi shareholders and followers and fans, the higher the stock goes. it's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy. I do the best I can. Crazy 49er got laid off in January, working my way back through the classes. Uncle Bruce, I have been excused from further participation with my employer. So why don't I take the classes again, watch them again, and start writing options for a living? And maybe I won't go back to work. Maybe that's what I'll do. Screw you, boss. I don't need you. You've inspired me to now become a full-time writer because you let me go. Hey, I hope you get a nice severance. I hope it all works out. Welcome to the party, pal. It is very doable. Anyway, there you go. There you go. There you go. Who else is here? Mitch, what are your thoughts about what Trudeau leaves becoming the 51st state? Bryson, I got laid off last September from my aerospace job. Options have been not only paying the bills, but my account is growing and I'm paying the bills. Now we're talking. Is Spire dead? No, it's just in a flux right now, but I have no idea what's going to happen. Thanks to Uncle Bruce's classes, Bryson says, I have changed my life. I am now a full-time option writer. I don't have to go back to work. Well, that's a pretty good thing. I think that's a wonderful thing. Thank you all for being here today. Thank you all for becoming members of this channel. Becoming followers. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you, all of you. I cannot begin to thank the Gold Bagel members enough. We had a good show last night. I think the Gold Bagel primetime show last night at 7 o'clock Eastern was a success. We covered a lot of ground last night on a number of things, and it seemed to satisfy a lot of the folks. They were quite pleased with what was happening, and I'm excited that, and I'm pleased that you were happy with the results. Congratulations, everybody. Keep the drive alive. Let's get going here. I want to get you guys richer as soon as possible. And if I can in any way help you say goodbye to a dead-end career, an employer that really wants to lay off half of you, they might not be saying it, but you know they're going through the motions, that really employees are not the top priority of the company. The top priority of the company is to save costs and become more efficient, and the AI thing is a big deal over there. You've noticed that the kind of people that have joined your corporation in the last year or so are not there to expand business, but to cut the costs of the business. You've seen the signs, the telltale signs. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You know that the kind of people being brought into that organization are there to help the company eliminate overhead. Well, you've joined us here. You're figuring out how to write contracts and become a casino rather than be a gambler on the option market. I congratulate you, and I encourage you to learn as much as you can, as fast as you can. There are 18 lessons waiting for you on how to become an option writer. And join the party, join the gang here that are writing options now. Your success rate as an option writer is very, very high. Your success rate as an option gambler is very, very low. Do the math. Figure out which side of the equation you want to be on. You want to be a casino, just like in Vegas, or do you want to be a gambler that comes and goes home and makes more money and comes back and gambles again and goes home and hopes for the big one day? I don't know if you can afford to do that. I know there are viewers here who are in their 40s and 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s who cannot afford to hope for a win one day. They need steady income now, and they need dependable income now, and they need to compound the growth of their retirement accounts now more than they've ever grown in the past, because their funds have underperformed for 5, 10, 15, 20 years. Your funds have been underperforming because your money was being managed by professionals that your company hired for you through the savings plan, or you put money into some bank somewhere with professional wealth managers, and you're getting nowhere. Hello, welcome to the party, pal. It's time to take over control of your own destiny. Welcome to this show. Welcome to this channel. Thank you. Wholesale inflation sped up in January with a 0.4% monthly gain on the PPI. More bad news. That's more bad news. That shows you how your money is depreciating. That means the stock market is depreciating unless it goes higher. It must keep going up by 10% a year to offset the shrinkage of the money that's represented by the market. You cannot make 10% return from your wealth advisors and consider yourself richer. That's a break even. If your wealth advisors come to you and say, we nailed the market, made you 14% this year, they've made you 4% on your money above what the money has depreciated by. You are losing big time. You are never retiring comfortably. You are going to be stuck with Social Security or the Government of Canada pension plan, or wherever you live, your government pension plan. Do you want to be that person? You're not going to maintain your lifestyle that you have now, or whatever lifestyle you thought you were going to have. It ain't going to be there. It's time to take control of your finances. Welcome to the party, everybody. Thank you, everyone. Sharon, I'm number 164 on your thumbs up meter. Thank you so much, Blair. Uncle Bruce, have you seen my email? I thought so. I've been just drowning in them. I'll get to it. Lorraine, good morning, number 166. Thank you, Lorraine. The Snowmoon, April 17, SMCI $39 put at 6. Writing a cash secured put that expires April 17, and then at the money put $6. Cash secured put, that's big money. Ed, hi, Bruce. Waiting to hear back. I sent an email to get into the Discord group. Also, did you take a peek at AMD? Haven't yet. Will. Trying. Just drowning in all kinds of stuff, but just stand by. Charlie, TEM just hit all-time high, 79.60. Bobby closed my 2 DraftKings $40 cash secured puts, wrote 680 and bought them back at 455. Then I wrote 2 SMCI 40 cash secured puts at $12 each. Took 30% on my money right freaking now. That's $8,000 plus $2,400 on top of that. He's sitting on $10,400, of which $2,400 is other people's money. Jan 26. Now he's hauling in interest on all this cash. Nice going, Bobby. However you're working it, I love it. I love it. Making money out there, buddy. That is the name of the game. You can do it with 1 contract, 2 contracts, 5, 8, 15, 20, 200. It doesn't matter. A lot of you are newbies. You're early into the game. You're just joining us here in the last couple of months, figuring out, this option writing can be quite lucrative for me. I can really haul in some cash here. Yeah, you sure as hell can. Look, there are people here who are sitting on investments like in ETFs and other investments that are worth 50,000, 70,000, 100,000, whatever variety of stock you have. Some of you have 28 shares of Apple and 16 shares of Microsoft and this and that. Liquidate all that stuff into cash. Write cash secured puts like Bobby Atkinson here as an example, and haul in 30% more cash on top of the value of your account right now, up front, immediately. If you got a credit card bill that you want to pay off, do you owe the credit card company $10,000 or something like that? You got 3 credit cards that add up to $10,000, or you got one that's 20 and you'd like to bring it down to 10. Have you got an offer from one credit card to switch to another credit card, but you got to pay down the one credit card by about $10,000 to get it low enough to then switch it over to the other credit card with a deal? You need $10,000 now. Well, if you got a $40,000 account out there sitting on a mishmash of product, you liquidate that into cash, right? SMCI puts at these 40s for $12 each. You can write 10 of those and bring in $12,000. Take $10,000 out of your account and pay off your credit card. You just cut your minimum payment and interest levels. So you're getting 2% interest a month getting nailed. That's $200 a month in interest you're not paying anymore. And minimum payment was probably $200. You just lowered your cost of living by $400 a month by making this move on your existing account. Hello? What's wrong with this? And you're cash flowing every month anyway. You're paying $400 a month cash flow to that credit card. Now you have $400 left over from your paycheck that you can put elsewhere. Maybe it's on another credit card at $400 a month additional to get it paid off even faster. In other words, 40,000 of stock and ETFs and whatever has just brought you enough money to bring in $12,000. $10,000 went off to credit card debt, lowered your cost of living by $400 a month, $4,800 a year. You've just lowered your cost of living after tax. This is after tax. You want to clear $400? You got to earn $600. That's $7,200 of your income that you just freed up to you to change your life. This is just an example of a $40,000 position. This is a nothing burger. If you've got the ability to do this with $100,000, $200,000, you can do 4 $50,000 cash secured put trades on 4 different stocks and bring in 25 to 35% on each one of these. You'll find them, and you will haul in $40,000 in cash. Can that reorganize a car loan? Did you just get rid of an $800 car loan? Are you able to knock off 40 grand in credit cards? Hello, that's $800 a month in interest plus 800 minimum payments. I would guess it's $1,600 a month after tax minimum that you've just taken off your paycheck. This is huge. This is like $2,400 gross coming off your butt. Divorce yourself from your paycheck to paycheck living and put your money to work. It's right here. It's waiting for you. Classes are waiting to learn this, and my classes are $200 each. I'm talking about thousands of dollars in capital coming into your hands, and the classes are $200 each, and watch them as many times as you want and take them one at a time. You don't have to buy them all if you don't want to. Whatever you want to do. But if you're going to get serious about this, you're going to watch a class every 2 days. You're not going to wait around and do a class every month. You're going to get on it. It's time to change your life forever. Forever. Welcome all to the party, pal. I try to do the best I can with the little I have. Thank you, John Gill. Hey, wrote 10 SMCI puts. CS 30 to 32. I did a credit spread. Put credit spread. Got 36 cents each for a $2 spread for Feb 28. So this expires in 15 days, and he's taking in $36 for 200, 18% return for 15 days. That's way to go, pal. Welcome to the party, pal. He did 10 of those. He's going to bring in, it's going to make $360 on $2,000. That's all he had to put up is $2,000. This is a nothing burger trade. Any of you guys can do this. $2,000 is all you need. Look at Bobby by writing 2 cash secured puts for $1,200 a piece. He just brought in $2,400. He could now do 10 of these as well. If he wanted to, he could do 10 of these. On top of his cash secured put trade, he could do 10 credit spreads now as well. Hello. Yeah, making money with your money. Doug, number 170, thumbs up. Come on, guys, give this guy a thumbs up. Would you help him out? He's telling you how to make money. He's telling you how to get rich. Doing the best I can with what little I have. 1513 on Sofi. We've had a 1530 high of the day, if not more already. What a day already. Is SoFi going to go to $15.50, $16 today, which means the $20 puts are only worth $4 each if we hit 16? Hello, we're on our way. My goodness. Let's see what happens to this. This could be a lot of fun. Welcome all to the program. Thank you for joining me from wherever in the world you are. Thank you for the thumbs up meter. We're trying to get to 200 this morning. We're now at 173. We need 27 more to get there. Thank you all very much. We have 309 votes on the question of the day, which is SoFi shares will hit $50 a share before the end of this year, and they'll be in the S&P 500 index. 45% say no. No, wait a minute. 45% say yes. 55% say no. So far, the no's are winning, but it ain't by much. Something tells me if the stock goes to 18 this morning, a bunch of you will change your minds. Oh my gosh. Come on, you guys. Doug, wrote 2 cash secured puts. SMCI, Jan 16, expiry 2026, $9. This is a lot of fun. I like this game. $1,800 I just hauled in on this stuff. This is okay. Doug, I like this game. There you go. Cheers, everybody. Giddy up, kids. Giddy up. Shares of trading platform Robinhood opened 17% higher today. Crypto is a factor. You remember what Robinhood did to almost all of you back in 2021? Do you remember? Do you remember how many millions of people were affected by what Robinhood did to their clients regarding the GameStop shares? Do you remember those? Here they are. They're just rocking and rolling. It's a $45 billion market cap now, Robinhood. Those guys are billionaires many times over. Unbelievable. Doug, where else can you make thousands of dollars in 50 seconds? This is unbelievable, Uncle Bruce. I cannot believe how much money I just hauled in. You haul in $1,800 in 50 seconds. That's 9 classes that are all paid for. If you've already taken the classes, you're still getting a return on those classes for the rest of your life. Congratulations, everybody. Welcome to the Party Pals. It's great to have you here. I hope you don't mind me trying to help you find ways to make money in this market. SMCI, the super micro, 37.77. Do you care? No. The lower it goes, the bigger the payoffs are for your cash secured puts. The easier you're going to be able to get into credit spreads. They'll be bigger. Giddy up. Make your move. They just raised $700 million. Interesting stuff. I like this game. Uncle Bruce, I'm giving you a thumbs up on both my YouTube accounts, my work and personal account. Thank you so much. Henry, Intel stock is climbing. What are your thoughts on this stock, Uncle Bruce? Well, they probably can't go much lower than where they were, but it's a multi-year recovery, and a lot of things have to happen for the stock to kind of come back. Although, 24.14 at the moment. There'll be some speculation on it, but, I don't know if there's much in the way of premiums on contracts, though. Can you really write cash secured puts and get a big fat premium on them? I don't know. Credit spreads on Intel, I don't know if there's enough action on it. Hard to say. Look, you can do credit spreads on any stock you want. $2 spreads, $4s, $5s, $6, $8, $10, $20 spreads, $50 credit spreads. Up to you on any stock you want, including triple Q index options, the ETFs, and also SPYs. Knock yourself out. You decide how much capital to put up, how many contracts to write, when they expire, what the prices are, and away we go. Learn how all this works. 18 lessons are waiting for you. There you go. Thank you all. Good morning from Walter Young, Auntie Jen, Bruce, Bagel Familia. Thumbs up 176. Bruce, you are going to hit 200 thumbs ups today. Guys, thank you very much. We did not hit 200 thumbs up yesterday. Very disappointing. If you're able to hit the thumbs up button for yesterday's show sometime today, get that thing over 200. That would be great. But we didn't do it. It wasn't there. I was begging yesterday and nobody reacted. At least not enough anyway. Well, hopefully today it'll be better. 312 people have answered the poll question today. 312 have come in. This is awesome stuff. 179 thumbs ups. Thank you all for helping out there too. Giddy up. I'm just looking at my page here. There's a GMC truck ad on my own account. My God. 4,000 off MSRP, 6,295 required at delivery, and $299 a month payments for 3 years for a GMC truck. Oh my God. How desperate is GM to move their product? They're advertising on my channel. Can you believe it? Holy moly macaroni. Thank you all for joining me. The poll question now, 312 results. 55% of you do not think SoFi will hit 50 a share this year or be on the S&P 500. You think one or the other or both. 45% though say yes, it will. Yes, it will, Bruce. We're at 15.21, up 44 cents this morning on your SoFi. We're back nicely over 15 bucks. Giddy up. 179 thumbs ups. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it. Fantastic. I haven't told Jen yet. I have not told her what happened yesterday or what didn't happen yesterday. I haven't told her yet.
Good morning, Walter.
Good morning, Walter. I'm afraid to tell her because she might react to this. Crazy 49er, which class went over cash secured puts? Start with number 1, then go to number 2, and then go all the way up. Joe just went back and hit the thumbs up button for yesterday. My fault, Uncle Bruce. My fault. Richard Carlin, good morning, Auntie Jane, Mandu, and Auntie Jen. I turned on the computer this morning and I turned on this YouTube channel. And by the way, ALA says hi. And I took a look at yesterday's show.
ALA?
Yeah, a lurking angler fisher.
Oh.
ALA, for sure. I took a look at yesterday's show. 184 thumbs ups.
Oh.
That's all we got. Even with reruns.
Look at you.
That's
Being the
disappointing.
dad.
That is disappointing.
I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed.
Being dad yesterday did not work for the thumbs up meter. Some of you did not do it. Apparently now some of you are. You're helping me out. You're going back to yesterday's show. You're hitting the thumbs up button. You're coming back to today's show. You're hitting the thumbs up button.
Even though she's not here, I can see my daughter rolling her eyes. I'm not angry.
I'm not angry. What can I say? I think we're going to hit 200 this morning. Joe, Oliva, I think I was number 208. I think I'm number 208. Where are we at right now? Thumbs up meter right here, right now. Let's get a refresh here. For some reason, my channel will not auto update the number as it goes through. Sometimes it does, but it's rarely it does it. 185 right now is today's show. So far, 185. Thank you guys for helping out on that. Yesterday's show, if I take a look now on yesterday's program, let's see what it shows now. I don't know. Let's see if I can make it pop up there. It still shows 184. So I don't know if that's accurate or not. Some of you've come through already for me. It just shows 184, but that might update a little later on. We'll see what happens. Thank you all so very, 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 very much for being here.
The green cutter is here.
The green cutter? The green.
The guy I like to watch the most.
Oh. Jen likes to follow the guy who does the greens, cuts the greens around here.
I want his lawnmower.
She likes his lawnmower. She just likes his lawnmower. What can I say?
His lawnmower could be a ride at Disneyland.
See, there you go.
It goes every direction. It's awesome.
Oh my
We're
goodness.
struggling going around corners. We have no corners here.
We have no corners.
We'll go anywhere we want.
Anywhere, anytime, anyway.
Is your coffee done? Is that why you're clutching
I think so.
it? Oh.
It is. And thank you. 188 thumbs up for today's show. Thank you, everybody. 318 votes on the poll question. Way to go, kids. Thanks for joining me. Tell us, how are you doing on your option trades? How are you guys? What options are you writing today? What kind of money are you hauling in from these gamblers? Let us know. We're at 15.20 on Sofi, up 43 cents right now. GameStop up a nickel. Rocket Lab down 18. We've got Spire still down, but back to 10.77, trying to get back to $11. We've got Apple down 28 cents. We have Tesla up 11.60. Microsoft down 175. Google up 19 cents. Amazon down 27 cents, Nvidia up 272, and Facebook Meta is down 141 right now. Welcome to the party, pals. Thank you for joining us here this morning. AI looks to be unchanged, maybe down 4 cents. Adobe down 170. Netflix is up $10. IBM down $1. Palantir at 115.98, down 141. MicroStrategy down 233 at 324.49, and ASTS at $28, up 39 cents this morning. And we've had some nice returns on some of these stocks. Have been being very nice to you guys. You option writers have been benefiting mightily from some of these stocks. That super microcomputer stock, SMCI, got down to 37 something, 37.51. It's now 38.49. So it looks like it's almost bounced back. Right now, it's bounced back more than $1. 38.53. It's up $1.02 from the low. Still off 120, but coming on quickly at the moment. 38.61 right now on Super Micro. Should be fun here. They just put together a capped call financing deal, hauling in $700 million in capital, and reorganizing this obligation very much in their favor. This looks very interesting. I kind of like the deal. I kind of like the deal for the shareholders of Super Micro. The institutional investors have made their voices heard. They're willing to take Super Micro at $61 a share for $700 million in debt, and they expect the stock to break the $90 level. In order for that to happen, the stock is $38.75. Hello, That's Biff knocking on your forehead. Hello, anybody home? Hello. Dow is up 59, S&P up 17, NASDAQ up 100 points, oil down 55 cents a barrel at the moment. Welcome to the party. Welcome to the show, everybody. Joe says you should be safe from Antigen. Monday vibes are now Tuesday vibes. Alex, good morning, Antigen. Too many dope slaps handed out yesterday, Uncle Bruce. You gave us too many of those. We were so stunned we couldn't give you a thumbs up. Joe, you got 208 for yesterday's show now. You're over 200. Splair, forget my message. We're a day further along. It's okay. Luke sold what is this? I sold an HIMS cash secured put expiring May 16 for 605. I'm up almost 40% today. Neat. Nice going. Look, I have no idea what HIMS is, but money being generated here by the viewers. Congratulations, kids. They're handing you this ridiculous amount of capital, way too much for these contracts. You got to take it. You got to take their money. These gamblers are drunk. They're getting loosey goosey with their cash. You got to take their cash, park it in your account.
They're drunk.
Be the nice casino. Be the bank and hold it for them. It's fine. Earn some interest. Giddy up.
So it's Thursday.
It's Thursday.
It's who knows what he's going to have today.
What's he going to have on his bagel day today? What should he do? What should he have on his bagel day today? What should be the thing we should do? Scooby-Dooby-Doo-Daddy-Day.
Smash beans.
No. What should be on the bagel today? My goodness. You know what I feel like, actually?
What?
I feel like grape jelly today. I just
You can do grape jelly.
a nice crunchy bagel.
No
with,
law. You can't have grape jelly.
you know, so maybe
Now,
that's.
here's the question.
Oh, okay.
Because it is a sesame bagel.
Yeah.
Do you want me to still spray more sesame on, like, the bottom part that doesn't have sesame?
See, there's a. Why not?
Okay.
Butter, sesame seeds, grape jelly. Giddy up.
You're with me and you can ask that?
I mean, why not? Sure. Hey, okay, dokie. You yippee, yeah, okay, yeah. Wee. All right. Thank you all so much for being here today. Giddy up, everybody. Making money out there. Keep me posted how you're doing. I love it. I love to see you guys making nothing but money. Money, honey. That is what it's all about. ASTS up 57 cents. SoFi up 38. We got gains. Rocket Lab down only 16 cents. GameStop up 8. AI up a couple of pennies. NVIDIA's up $3.15 a share. Tesla's up $12.89 to $3.49 a share. Palantir down 160. MSTR MicroStrategy at 325, 23 down 159. Costco is up 260, 1,067 a share. Wow. Coinbase up 14 and a half. Matterport down 2. Smart Rent up 3. ME 249. I hear nothing from them. I hear nothing. Google up 39 cents. Apple down 88. Broadcom down 174. Microsoft down 114. Intel up 210. Netflix up $10. Meta Platforms up down 112. EI Lilly up $4. Amazon down 11. It's mixed here all over the place. The spiders are up to 215. The Qs are up 375. SMCI Super Micro 38.82 down 86 cents. Coming on. It's coming on again. That means those cash secured puts you were writing this morning are dropping here. Up goes the stock. Interesting stuff. Thank you, everybody. Beach Boy survey. What should Uncle Bruce ask Auntie Jen for bagel toppings? So there's a survey question for you. Walter Young, Mr. Bagel. My bagel today with apple butter, says Walter Young. Ooh, that sounds good. One on the SMCI deal. Just got paid $12.12 per contract for the $40 strike price in expiring Jan 26. You're willing to buy the stock at $27.88. It's trading right now at $38.77. You're willing to buy it for $10 less anytime they want to give it to you. What a nice guy you are, one. Charitable, your heart overflows with charitable giving. It's incredible. You got to love this game, kids. You can write one of them, 2 of them, 5 of them, 10 of them, 50 of them. Taking dough, me money, and earn interest on the cash. Why the hell not? This is lovely. That's a 40+% payoff for 11 months. Just up front. Here's 40% on your money. Well, actually, 30% of my money. I'm doing incorrect math. $12 on 4,000. Wow. 1,200 on 4,000. Nice. Very nice. Congratulations. Keep up the good work. Cisco up 75 cents. Adobe down 152. AMD is up 232 at 114.04. Unity up 91. Enphase up a dime. Spire up 84. Moderna up 9. Pfizer is down a penny. IBM down 76. HPQ down a penny. Home Depot up 112. Vanik Semiconductors up 214. Goldman Sachs down 13. Boeing down 62. Target up 23. JP Morgan down 61. Walmart up 11. Disney down 31 cents. We got American Airlines down 3 cents. DraftKings is up 57 cents. And AMC up a penny and a half. Royal Caribbean up 5.36 a share to 261.66 a share on Royal Caribbean. Unbelievable to me, but it is. That's what it's doing. It's trading up 23.8 times earnings, lower than most of the stocks out there. But Royal Caribbean used to trade at 10 times earnings. In historical terms, they used to just trade at 10 times earnings. And so a 130 stock down to a $100 stock would be more realistic, but it's 261.88. We have an overinflated stock market on a bunch of these stocks, and the Royal Caribbean is one of them. And there are other candidates in that area. But what can I say? The market is just having a good time. 15.14 on your SoFi, 15.17 on your SoFi now, and ASTS up 54. GameStop up 16, AI up 26. Henry, is ANET a good stock to write options on? Uncle Bruce. ANET, what is that? I don't even know what that is. Give me a moment. Beach Boy, SoFi, Jan 26, $20 calls. I wrote 3 at 223. Might write some more. Now, it's something not adding up here. Something not. You're writing covered calls. You're writing covered calls on GameStop 20s at 223. And now I get it. Okay, you're offering SoFi at 20, and you're getting 223 for the premium. And so you're offering your stock at 22.23 right now to take this money. Got it. Okay, I got it. Now, Henry, ANET, what is that? That's what I want to know. I don't know what ANET is. Let's take a look if we can. ANET. Is there such a thing as ANET? I don't know. Astria Networks or something? Arista Networks. Arista Networks, 109.70 a share, 1.1 million volume today. The 52-week range, 60 for the low, 133 for the high. 1 billion shares floating, 1.26 in existence. Price earnings multiple 52.7. Short interest almost non-existent. 9.8 million shorted, not even 1% of the company. That is the story. Financially, they have sales up to the end of 23 of 5.8 billion. In the last number of quarters, 1.5 billion, 1.7 billion, and 1.8 billion by September 30th. So their sales are rising. Earnings, net income, they're making money per quarter. They made 747 million last quarter, 665 the quarter before that. Balance sheet, cash on hand. Let's take a look. 5 billion cash, up from 3 billion, 3.5, 2.8 billion from 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023. Quarterly cash balances lately, 7.4 billion at the end of September, 6.2 at the end of June, and 5.4 in March. So this company is cash rich. Current assets are 10.8 billion. Total assets, 12.8 billion. Total liabilities, 3.6. There's a lot of shareholder equity here, $9.25 billion. So this is a solid financial outfit. That looks good. They are engaging in development, marketing, and sale of cloud networking solutions. Its solutions include EOS, a set of network applications, and Gigabit Ethernet switching and routing platforms. Its product categories include core, cognitive adjacencies, and network software. I don't know what any of that means. The company was founded by Andreas somebody and David somebody and Kenneth somebody in November 2004. They're headquartered in Santa Clara, California. They're in the right place, in the right business, doing the right thing, and they're on their way. I don't know about options, however. Is there any kind of premium on this thing? Is there any kind of is there volatility on this stock? Taking a look at contracts that expire Feb 21, for example, if you were trying to write a 110 call, you would haul in $6.10, which is very high, 6% return on an at-the-money call option. If you wanted to go to January 26, just for the heck of it, I want to go all the way up to Jan 26. If you were to write a cash secured put at 110, you would be paid $17 plus, $17.20 to $17.50 a contract, which is a 16% return on your money. If you were to write a 115, which is out of the money or in the money, a couple of bucks, pardon me, you get $20. You want to write a 120, you'd get $23, which is just short of 20%. So very good premiums on the put side, considering the size of this corporation. If you want to write a out of the money call option, a 120 for Jan 26 expiry, you will get 18 to 19 a contract, although the bid ask is $2 wide. So it might not be all that liquid there. And none of these contracts are very, very heavily traded for Jan 26. To be fair, I am talking Jan 26. Now, to come into current timing here for contracts that are expiring, say, next week, Friday, the 21st, the 110s have traded 59 on the calls. There are 1,900 in existence. The 110 puts, 10 have traded. So there's some volume, but not like heavy volume. Spreads are 20 cents. The 115s, they have a 20-cent spread on the calls and a 30-cent spread on the puts. Not many have traded there. So it's not an incredibly active stock, but then active as far as options control trading goes. But the company is solid financially. They trade average 8.5 million shares a day. And yesterday they were anywhere from 109.30 to 111.40, so about a $2 range, 2%, a little less than 2% range. Low of the year 60, high of the year 133. And there you are, trading at 52 times earnings right now, healthy earnings multiple, but it looks like they're on their way up with regards to their cash flow and sales. That's my answer to this question, Henry. Is it a good stock to write options on? I would imagine that if you want to do credit spreads, you're going to have to do some shopping. Do you want to do put credit spreads? Might be a good way to go. Call credit spreads. I would be definitely $15, $20 ahead or behind the stock to do credit spreads. Like I always suggest, you want to be enough away from it. So keep an eye on that. Brian, I'm number 195 on your thumbs up meter. B Tizzle, I just opened 35 March 21st, 20 to 22 put spreads on GameStop. I received a 25-cent credit. Butter, baby, butter. There you go, like hot knife through soft butter. $2 spread, $200, and we received 25 bucks on it. That's 12% on your money for March 21. Not a bad return. 20 to 22 on GameStop. Juan, I've been following ANET, and it's a great semiconductor stock. Like Uncle Bruce says, it's cash rich. Kaiser Trip just wrote SMCI. Cash secured put, $45 strike for Jan 26, $15.44 a share, 100 contracts. Let's go, America. Oh, wow, that's awesome. So putting out 100 contracts for, what is that, 45 grand? Am I getting this right? $45 a share. One is 450 grand worth of contracts, hauling in $150,000. A third of that right back at you. Nice going. DH just wrote an ASTS $25 cash ticket put $2.28 expiry for $1.21 out of the money. ASTS. Thank you very much, Uncle Bruce. They say this is a 28.72 stock up 110, and he just hauled in $1.21. GameStop calls are shrinking nicely today. GameStop is up 9 cents at 26.08. B Tizzle. Nice DH. I opened a similar yesterday, but for 3.7 and got 172 on my trade. There you go, kids. Credit spreads are being written here. Puts and calls and cash secured puts. Dollars are being hauled in by the bucket load by my viewers who are saying, hey, you want to hand me 30%, 40% on my right, 33% on my right? I'll take that much premium off you. For sure I will. I will sit on this cash and haul in interest on it. Thank you very much. Keep it going, kids. Well done, everybody. It works no matter how big your account is. B Tizzle, same strike 25. It's the most liquid right now. Giddy up, B Tizzle. Way to go, Juan. Way to go, DH Kaiser. Way to go, Brian. Way to go, Beach Boy. Henry, Walter Young, Luke, Splair, Joe, everybody. Nice job, guys. Taking the dough off the table. We have 329 votes now for the question of the day. 56% don't think SoFi will hit 50 this year. 44% say yes, it will. The thumbs up meter is running higher. We're now running at 196, 4 away from 200. Thank you all so very much. Jan, thank you very much. The bagel has arrived with grape jelly all over it. You got to love this game. I like
and I
this
have a
game.
golf question.
A golf question. Here we go.
Is Kent here this morning?
Kent's mom was here.
Yeah.
She was here, yeah.
Okay, so the landscaper, groundskeeper, gardener person came out and they took the flag out of the hole. They changed the hole like they do every morning, but then they took the flag. Normally we have a black and white checkered flag. We now have a red and white checkered flag. So why did they do that?
They moved the position of the hole.
Yeah, they always do.
From either the front third of the green,
Okay.
the middle third of the green,
Oh, it's the back
or
third.
the back third.
Yeah, it's the back third.
So that color flag indicates that the hole is in the back third of the green. So if you're 150 yards out, 450 feet away,
Oh, yeah, we got a long one.
you can see the color of the flag. You know that the hole is at the back end of the green. So now you can do your measurements.
But it's always just been black and white before.
Well, that would have been in
I've
another
obviously
location.
not been paying attention.
You have not been paying attention.
I have not been
And
paying
if you
attention.
look at you got the binoculars, you'll see the flag way down there, and
Yeah.
the par 3 over there. You can see the colors of those flags. They've likely been changed as well.
Well, I don't know what they were yesterday. I would have to take your word for it. But that makes a lot of sense
Mm-hmm.
because you're not going to have, well, they don't do yardage guides anymore. But yes, you have to have a way of telling them where the flag is.
You're a casual golfer. You didn't have a caddy.
Yeah, that would be me.
You didn't have a caddy drive the golf course with a golf cart and look at all the pin positions and write it down for you. You're on the fly, and you're looking through your binoculars
Yeah,
or your
yeah.
rangefinder,
And now I can
and you can
it.
see the color of the flag. Oh, it's in the back third today, guys. So we're
So is that
150
why-
from the middle of the green. We're 155 from the pin.
There you go.
5
There you
yards
go.
from the back.
All right. So on the flag, they have a flag at the top, but then a little, I don't know, a foot or 2 feet down, they have like just a little stiff board. Is that to help your rangefinder hit it?
More likely,
Yeah.
most likely, a reflector.
Yeah, yeah. It's a stiff board. Yeah. Okay.
That's what you got your viewfinders like a telescope.
Look what we find out.
Look what we learned. Yeah,
A
we
cornucopia of knowledge.
cornucopia of knowledge. So much knowledge and so much time. Yes, that is how the golfers who have an idea how far they can hit a club, they like to know this information. Those who have an idea that I think I can land the ball on the green. The question is, do I want to be in the front part of the green, the middle part of the green, or the back of the green?
Yeah, see, this would be a horrible hole for me because I can't get height.
There.
You don't need to tell me how to do this. It's not going to happen. So I don't get height, so I'm a gopher. It's got to run. Well, you have to come uphill to get to this green. So
And
I'm
bunkers.
screwed.
And there's sand bunkers waiting for you at the
I'm
front.
just kicking it as I walk along. Thinking, where is that beer trolley?
You might have to have a little chat with Kent, a little one-on-one session with
Yeah.
Kent
Do you know, the
to learn how to hit
The
a golf ball.
last time I golfed, boy, oh boy, it had to be like 30 years ago. Yeah.
You're a little out of practice. A little.
When we lived here, every Saturday morning, the ladies would stop. I would be out there on the hammock reading. Do you play golf? No. You could drive the cart. No. Go away.
Comments coming in. You're going to like this. Hang on. Let me catch up here. Brian says, Uncle Bruce, I hate to say it, but you might have to start following a Robinhood and HIMS. They are killing it. Kent's mom. Well done, Bruce. You are correct, says Kent.
Well, thank you, Kent's mom and Kent.
Brian, the red and white flag is for V-Day tomorrow, obviously.
Obviously.
Cindy B, Spire
Got
is starting to
little
recover a
hearts on
little bit. I'm into it pretty heavy with cash secured puts and poor mind covered calls. Chad, Uncle Bruce, yesterday you talked about using shares to write puts. How does that work? I have GameStop shares and I want to do something with. I was talking about the marginability. If you have a margin account, it is possibly possible that your firm will allow you to borrow against the value of your stock to do a cash secured put right. That's what.
But we
what
do
I'm
not
talking.
encourage using margin.
Generally speaking, we do not. B. Tizzle, Uncle Bruce, in
very
prime time,
concerned.
you mentioned trading index options. In the U.S., 60% of index option gains are taxed as long-term, and only the other 40% is short-term. Not sure about elsewhere. Tax problems, tax realities are
That's
different for
interesting, though, isn't it?
everyone, everywhere. I agree. And
So they're encouraging you to do index options by moving 60% out of it out as a long-term gain.
you're on your own.
You're an athlete out there. That's what you are. You're an athlete.
At the end of the day, did you make money or not? I can't believe how many times in my career when I was a broker, I had clients say to me, wow, if this stock goes up, blah, 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 I'll make 10 grand, I'll have a tax problem. And I'm going, yeah.
You'll
What
also have
problem is
10
that?
grand.
Well, I'll have to pay 20% in tax.
Oh, no.
Yeah. What problem is that? Well, I don't want to give him $2,000. Yeah. Really? You don't want to keep 8? You don't want to make anything then. You'd rather stick it to the man, not make any money so they don't get $2,000 of your money. Oh, time to fire a client. Unbelievable.
It's the 70s, man.
The 70s, man.
Stick it to the man.
Give it to the man.
Fear and loathing, man.
Oh my goodness.
70s were fun.
I heard a one-liner yesterday that I loved. I was watching Instagram, and I caught an Instagrammer. It's a young guy. He's probably 25, 30 years old, and he interviews well-to-do people. And he sort of stops them on the street and, what do you do for a living? How much money you did? What was the best year you ever had? Hey, what's the most amount of money you ever made in a year? Anyway, I found it interesting. And so he's talking to entrepreneurs, movers and shakers, people who make things happen, my kind of people. And so I am just in this loop. And one of the pieces of advice that was shared was the most valuable real estate in every city and town in the world is graveyards. Because in graveyards are people who are now no longer with us, who had really good ideas, multi-billion-dollar possible winning ideas, who never executed on their plans. And some of the greatest multi-billion-dollar ideas ever created are buried in graveyards. Unfortunately, we'll never know. And
What
it's
I
because
like-
they never took the bull by the horns, and did it. Yeah.
I liked, even though I am super conservative, I liked the guy who, I don't know what he did, but he's a billionaire now. And he asked him, have you ever been broke? And his reply was, oh yeah, I've been broke 4 times.
4 times.
Yeah.
Came back every time. Another question that he asked him is, if you lost everything again, could you get it back? And every one of them says, oh yeah, I get it back. How? I just get on the phone and get back to work.
Hard work. Yeah.
Yeah. Another comment
Very
was,
interesting.
what's the best piece of advice you ever got or that you like to give? And the one person said, be quick to hire talent and be even quicker to fire incompetent people.
Mhm.
Don't hang on to losers, only go for the winners. Be quicker to hire than to be quick to hire, but quicker to fire.
And that's very
Fascinating.
difficult with entrepreneurs or small business people, because very often when you're starting out, you're using friends and relatives to help you, and you have to be prepared to show them the sidewalk. Bump them to the curb. And it's hard.
Very hard. Family-run businesses, incredibly difficult.
Very difficult.
If you're an entrepreneur and you only hire people to work for you, it's easier to replace them. But you've got to be focused on the bottom line, and sometimes that's heartless.
But this
It is.
community, they don't need to hire anybody. They'll be able to count their money all day long while they're playing their options. Put it in nice, neat piles.
There you go. See? Auntie Jen's thinking about you.
That's right.
All right.
It's like an abacus to show your kids how to count, except it's actually $1 bills, $5 bills, $10 bills, $100 bills.
Chad, thank you for the advice. I'm with Auntie Jen. I'm going to stay away from the margin trades, maybe covered calls. Brian, Algebra, I just found out my mom inherited 50 acres of land worth like $600,000. I looked, and you can get a land equity line of credit for up to 85%. I was shocked. She had no idea what she can do. She had no idea what she can do. I don't even know what options there are for that much land.
Look how
Sell
much
it
he
in
likes
lots,
his mom.
get it divided. What's that?
Look how much he likes his mom.
Love your mom.
Mom, did I tell you you're prettier than Greg
You're
Maddox?
better looking than Greg Maddox. You know, the key here is,
You know, these people have no idea why you keep saying that.
I love saying it. The key here is there's so many people out there who have assets. They don't think about their assets in the form of dollars. They just think about it, I have this house. I have a cabin in the woods. We own a condo in Florida.
They're not used to their assets making assets.
Making money.
Yeah.
They don't understand how money can make money and how assets tying up cash can cost you more than you're going to ever get out of it. You've got $1 million tied up in a cottage somewhere up north, and it's just sitting there. It requires so much money a year in taxes, insurance, and maintenance to maintain it. You don't rent it out, it makes you nothing. You use it 3 months of the year, you are paying dearly for this property.
They're money pits.
If you are taking a line of equity loan on it for $300,000-$400,000 against $1 million property, you can now generate money with that money, which more than covers the loan and the maintenance of the unit and adds to the bottom line of the household. Sometimes it just takes a little bit of reorganization. Brian, Alberto would know what to do. He'd know what to do. Charlie, that's one of the reasons I'm so thankful for the knowledge Uncle Bruce has shared, Brian. I'm going to inherit a sizable amount when my father passes away, heaven forbid, but it is inevitable. And there you go. And you've got to be ready how to handle the money. You've got to learn how to put the money to work conservatively, long term, with comfort, with a calm. Have a calm life about it. Exactly. Charlie, he's in his 80s now. I'm happy knowing I won't waste his legacy. And there you are. That is the other thing. There are so many women here who watch me and who find me. Same boat they're in. They're now widowed. They're widows. They're running the entire estate of the family. They've got children and grandchildren. And Dad used to handle it all. Grandpa handled it all, and now Grandma has to handle it.
I know there's been a money shift in this last decade.
Big time money shift. It's going to continue. All the boomers are turning 80 this year. Like many of them, we're going into 70. 10 years from now, we're into our 80s. Well, 10 years from now, the 80-year-olds are 90 if they're still alive.
I have 8 more years than you do on average. I think women live 8 years longer now.
Well,
It might be longer than that.
however, if I get a sex change operation, I could add.
That's right. See, if you could turn into a woman, longer life.
Then I'll go 88. See?
See? There's using your noggin.
There's ways. There's ways. That's right. Are we having fun around here or what? Welcome everybody to the show. Oh yeah, baby. Welcome to the party, pal.
So how was that bagel on a Thursday?
As I suspected.
You're going to mess you up for tomorrow?
Delicious.
Your body's going to be going, no, today's Friday. We had the bagel. It's Friday.
What can I say?
A lot of people are taking tomorrow off work.
A long weekend.
Yeah.
True.
And
It's
then
true.
there's those really nice companies that on long weekends give their people the Friday off as well. So every long weekend is a long weekend.
Some companies are like that. Some are not.
I think most are not. It's expensive. For a company, it's expensive.
Mm-hmm. True.
Payroll is expensive. It's your biggest expense.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so good.
Okay, Wordle, here I come.
So good.
Does your community play Wordle?
I don't know. Jen's going to play Wordle now. Wordle. New York Times, right?
Actually, I play Merriam-Webster's, and it's called Quordle. It's 4 and 8 words at the same time.
She's a word girl.
I'm a word girl.
There you
Love
go.
my word.
Can you hear that?
Yes.
That's the mower.
Well, he's the outside mower. He's not the green mower.
He does the grass around the greens.
And our roughs are not rough.
Got 70-year-old golfers out here. Of course not.
The roughs are not.
Not going to have rough this high for 70-year-old people. It'll take 5 hours to play a round of golf. They'll have heart attacks and strokes. Can't have that. Got to be able to find their balls too, you know. No, we're not going to have deep rough here. Oh my goodness. Oh my. Mandu number 5. How is it that cash secured puts for ASTS are currently at $14.40 for each $35 Jan 26, a $7 time premium, volatility galore. There you go. Opportunity knocks. Put up $3,500 and bring in $1,440 for each one of those rates. What's that? 40%? Thank you very much. It's called making money, guys. Casinos win, gamblers lose. Be the casino. Yeah, baby. Learn all about how to become a casino. Head to my website immediately. The website is it's right there. It's stockmarketswithbruce.ca. Everything down below, description down below, the title names for all the classes. Start with number 1, take number 2, add number 3. Watch a class every second day, rewatch them as many times as you want, and learn how to write options. Become like these other kids. Winners. Become a winner. Stop being a loser. Thank you, everybody. 204 of you still here with me after all this time today. Thank you all so very, very much. Appreciate all of your kind words and support. Thank you again for helping out with the thumbs up meter for yesterday and today. 203 now are in the bin. We got 203 thumbs ups. Thank you so much for that. We've had answers to the poll question. 349 have come in. That is beautiful. 54% say, I don't think Sofi will reach 50 and be in the S&P 500, but 46% saying, I think it might just happen. It might actually do that, Bruce. Well, 15.16 this morning, up 39 cents. It's a start. We'll see if we want to hold 15, maybe push it through 15.50 later today and start running towards 16 tomorrow. That would be fine. We'll keep an eye on that. In the meantime, everybody, have a wonderful rest of your day today. Take care of yourselves, pace yourselves, get richer, and we'll we'll be here tomorrow morning to enjoy another fun day, Friday. But then we're going to take Monday off, like you're getting a Monday off, a free day of shrinkage. Thank you very much. And let's see how much richer you get for the rest of the day today and into tomorrow. Again, thanks again, all of you, for your tremendous support. I cannot thank you enough. Splair, have a relaxed day, everybody. Richard Carlin, neat, Mandu, Charlie, Free Range, thanks, Uncle B. Thank you, guys. Have a great one. Don't forget the knee emojis to the Knights of Knee. And we will see you here first thing in the morning tomorrow, 8 o'clock for Gold Bagel members, 8:30 for everybody else. Let's see if we can turn you into higher taxpayers. Let's make you into even bigger taxpayers than you are now. So you've got something to complain about, because right now with all the money you're making, you have nothing to complain about. So let's give you something to complain about, how much money in taxes you have to pay. Wonderful issues. Then you can tell me just how expensive your tax preparers are, although they did save you a lot of money. It's all good. Corinne, neat. There you go. Brian, neat. Don't forget the knee emojis. Thanks, guys. Jen and I are saying goodbye from Rancho Mirage with the buzz behind us here of the lawnmower. Kent's mom, rainy day today. The kids inside hitting golf balls. It is rainy. Dust-free Thursday in Rancho Mirage. Okay, kids, we'll talk to you a little later. Alex, you take care too. And thank you to ALA, as always. You guys are fantastic. Are you ready, Auntie Jen? 3, 2, 1. Bye.